bit of a rough start. I'm sorry for you people that are hanging on, and well, just goes to show what happens when you're gone for a month, and then well, a month and a half, almost 2 months. But I'm back, and it's great to be back. Just here, getting back into my new studio. Well, actually, it's the same studio, just rewired everything, and of course, I forgot to do one thing. And what is that, you say? I forgot to add all my channels on my output on my streaming device. So I'm sorry if we're a little bit late, and I'm sorry for the screw up, but you know what? Here we are, time to rock and roll. And I started the show with, I did a little presentation showing my PTZ system that I have that's good for all you bands out there that want a multi-camera shoot and don't want to pay the big price tag of it. Give me a call for all the business industrials, business meetings, whatever you need video cover for, multi-camera, I can give it to you at a price. So that's my commercial for today. It's my show, I can do a commercial. And if you want to advertise on my show, just let me know. But anyway, as most of you know, the reason I've been away for so long, I was on tour. I was on tour with the Strokes. And it was a fantastic tour. I mean, it just, I knew their music from the early 90s, from the first album, you know, and I bought the CD when it came out, but I really haven't followed them since then. But I really, you know, come to appreciate them and really like and understand their music. A lot of times, you know, when I come back from tour, I had the band's or singers' songs stuck in my head, and it's not that bad having the Strokes song stuck in my head, and I've been humming it and singing it and listening to them more on Spotify, just to catch up on, you know, what I've missed. They just released their new album, and it's really great. And I suggest or request, or well, just my opinion, if you like some good old rock and roll songs with heart and meaning, and just good listening experience, I would check out the Reality Awaits album that was just released. I don't say dropped, I say released. A couple days ago. I think you really enjoy it, and I'm back. I'm glad to be back, and like I said, this is going to be, you know, a short little ditty, just to get back, just to say hello. I'm back. We're gonna have fun, but I wanted to talk about the tour for a minute. You know, like I said, you know, the band musically were great, and as people, all of them were pretty much amazing. I mean, from prep to rehearsals to the shows, I mean, you know, they were very open to everybody. You know, for example, you know, we were in prep when the Knicks were playing in the playoffs, in the final rounds, and you know, everybody was in the catering, watching, and the band was right down there with us, you know, cheering along. They're a New York band, so you know, they were down there with us, and it was, you know, it was, and that kind of set the mood for the tour. You know, it wasn't with the band, you know, the crew. I mean, we were one big family, and that makes for a great tour. And with that, I want to mention a couple of people about the tour. Like I said, you know, I kind of understand now the appeal of the band. Their fans, hold on, it's hot in here, I gotta take a drink out of my new cup. Their fans are true, loyal fans. You know, they're really die-hard fans. They know the songs, and they love the band members, and the band members, you see, you know, love them back. But I want to talk about the crew. It wasn't, you know, if you have a good crew, it makes the tour that much better, that much more fun. And we had a great crew. I mean, from production, video, lighting, audio, backline, everybody involved was amazing. I want to talk a little bit about some of the people on the crew. Our director Nolan was great. Nolan comes from a film background, and he's crossover into live concerts, and it was a pleasure working with him. He has a unique way of directing. I guess he pulls over from his film experience. He sets a mood, for each song. He had, this is the mindset of the song, and this is how we're going to approach the song. And he cut an incredible show. I sat out one night. I was having trouble with it. We couldn't set up the rail cam, so I kind of sat out and watched the show from the front, and it was amazing. It was an amazing cut, and I can't say how incredible of a director, and it was great working with Nolan as a director. So thank you, Nolan. And then we had a crew. We had our crew chief, Dave. It was Dave's virgin run as a crew chief, and he hit a home run, man. He did a great job. He helped us all. We all felt really comfortable, in our jobs. He let us do our jobs, but if there was a problem, he was there. He took care of it. He took the bumps and bruises for the team, which like a crew chief does, and he handled it well. And now he's a great technician. He's a great cameraman. He's a great LED, and now he could put this on his resume. He's a damn good crew chief. So thanks, Dave, for all the fun. And then my partner in crime on camera, I was the real rail camera operator. I was in charge of the remote camera going back and forth. So that was mainly my gig, and it was fun. It was a challenge. The system I had, it was a great system when it worked, but it's a very temperamental thing. So if you looked at it wrong, sometimes it wouldn't work. So after every show, I would get the camera and I would talk to the camera and talk to the sled and say, great job. But I guess sometimes I didn't say it nice enough because we had a little bit of problems, but we always made it through. We always got it working, and sometimes it didn't work the way we wanted, but it worked and put on a great show. So that was my gig. Then on another camera was Justin. He had a tough gig. He had to build the two front house cameras and run a lot of cable and set up the spy cam, and he did a great job. So thank you, Justin, for that. And then we had Kyle, who was our media server guy. In case you don't know what media server is, when a lot of times when you need a concert, there's effects on the screen or there's playback of content that all goes through. Everything gets funneled through the media server. So that's a kind of important gig, and Kyle did a great job as usual. And Kyle was there for my second and sixth retirement, so that's pretty incredible. So he has something a lot of people can't say. I don't know if they want to say it, but they can't say it anyway. And then we had Wes, who was our engineer. An engineer is a tough gig because everything depends on him. Depends on, because everything goes through engineering. He's in control of the playback. He's in control of the cameras. Everything video goes to the engineering rack, and it's a pretty important gig. And Wes has a pretty incredible mind, to hold it together. And this was his first gig back in a while, and he hit a home run. I say the whole video team hit a home run, and the whole tour itself, everybody did. And I want to say thank you to our production manager, Keeks. She is what a production manager is supposed to be, and she gave, we respected her because she respected us to do our gigs, and she gave us the room to do it and do it right, and she was out there, in the trenches with us. She wasn't one of those production managers that sits in the office and spits out commands over the radio. She was out there making sure everybody was good, the situation was good. I would meet with her in the morning to see how the rail cam would be set up and work out the details, and she was like that with every department. So thumbs up, Keeks, great job, and I'm gonna miss you. The crew is in good hands with Keeks, and then there was Iowa, who was a production assistant, who was always incredible. I worked with her before, and she has everything under control. Every little thing. The crew needs. Flights. If we need a laundry done, or any special details. Arranging everything so the tour goes smooth as Iowa's gig, and she did a great job as always. And then again, I want to give out big respect to Big Country, who was our stage manager. A great guy, and stage manager kind of controls everything that's happening, from load out to set up to show to load in, load out, and he kept it in control. He's a great guy, and he works with you. He makes sure he's fair to every department, and does what he can to make the load in and the load out and the show go smoothly. So I want to thank Big Country, and it was an honor to work with all these people. And I have to mention, Smalley, who is the show designer, lighting designer. There were so many people that I heard and came up to, especially in the Red Rocks. The guy came up to me and said, "Who designed the lights? He's never seen a show like that in years," and he just wanted to, tell them. And it was, and what was so great about it was, and is, that there's really no content, behind the stage. It's just all the time we have your lights and lasers, and it fit the show great, and it was very compelling and amazing. And I just can't say how cool it was to be and get to know him and get to know everybody on the crew. I mean, there's so many people that I can't name. I can name, but I don't want to go on. But these are were the key people that I was involved with in the show, and Dan audio, Sean and Nick, setting up audio, Cynthia, monitors, and the whole backline. Everybody, was just main crew. And like I said, it's my 6th retirement, and it's the toughest one. I retired before, and I always knew in the back of my head that I would come back and do another tour. And people and my friends, they didn't want me to leave the tour, because I was booked, to the 28th of July, but they extended the run and they asked me to go forward with the gig. But I thought about it. I just can't. I have to work on. I got this show to do, and I want to get my own business going. And like I said, I'm 67 years old, and it's time for me to pass the torch to someone else. And the torch on this one, Noel is going to be taking over the rail cam for me, so I wish him good luck. And any questions, Noel, just give me a holler, and I'll help you out. It's like I said, when I got home, it took me a while, and it still is settling in, me retiring. That when these guys go back on the road, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I want to be with them, but I know I don't want to be with them too. I want to be with them because they're a great crew. They're a road family that I really love. But I need to be home, and I want to be home because I want to do my thing and get my thing going. And that's another thing too, which some people don't understand. When you're on tour, especially for weeks at a time, the term road family gets thrown around, but it really does mean something, because they become your family, because you see them almost 24 hours a day. You see them from 7 o'clock in the morning, load in, to 3 o'clock in the morning, load out, then showering together, then getting on the bus and sleeping, getting up and doing it all over again, or going to the hotel. You pretty much with these guys and gals, so they become a family. So it's really important that everybody get along, and I think this crew probably was the most tightest crew and road family I've had in a long, long time. And I guess that's why it was hard for me to say goodbye and go on with my retirement. But I did, retirement number 6. And with that, it was fun because at the last show at Red Rocks, they gave me a little send-off, which was amazing, and they gave me a whole bunch of gifts and sang me a song and just showed the love. And I was so emotional. I just called up Alice afterwards, and I was in tears. It was just like it meant so much, and it just shows that it was a great crew. And but I'm gonna on next week's show I'm gonna this, like I said, this is just a little thing to run through to talk about the tour really quick and take some questions if anybody has any questions. I got this kind of see some things now, but I have some, if anybody has any questions, but this was a smaller thing just to welcome me back. But next week I'm going to put together, I was taking footage of the tour, so I'll put together a little video of the tour from beginning to end, from prep to my last show, just showing little things, and the little video, 5-minute video. So I'll have that up next week. But I have another little video I want to show you, and of course it has to do with food. But before I get to that, I want to show you the cards, some of the cards that the crew gave me in a little celebration. This number 6, and I don't know if you can see it in there, it says happy 6th retirement. Yeah, it's been 6 times I retired, and everybody comes a joke now every time I go, and hey, I thought you retired. I did, but I'm retiring again. It's a habit. I like it. What can I tell you? There's some of the things are pretty funny. This is from Kyle. It was happy retirement. I hope I'm around for the next one too, Kyle. From Big Country, truly a wonderful experience. Thank you, Big Country. Enjoy the beach. It's an honor to work with you, legend Nolan. Happy retirement, Tom. I'll see you on the next one, Wes. And it goes on like that. And Keeks, production manager. Happy end of tour. Retirement. Hope your future days bring you everything you love. All the best, Keeks. So that that was some of the things from the crew. That was pretty incredible. And then I got from the band themselves a little from the Strokes, a call for them, happy retirement. And I got to speak with Fabio and at the airport when I was leaving, and these guys are truly great. And he wished me happy retirement, and we just had a chat like we knew each other for years. But like I said, the band is great. I'm rambling on about missing them, and I will, but I'll get over it. And so I'm back here with my show, and like I said in the beginning, I have my PTZ system for anybody who wants to join in and get some high-end production. To give me a call. Let's work it out. I can do your band. I can do your business meeting. I can do corporate meeting. Whatever you want, video-wise, give me a call, and we'll work it out. But before I go, there's a few things I want to do. I want to show you. At the party, the guys and the gals gave me some incredible stuff. They gave me a bomber jacket, from Red Rocks. It was great. I got this hat here, my Jamiroquai hat from a friend, my Red Rocks mug, and they got me pancake mix because, again, I was on tour, and what do I like to do on tour? I like to eat whenever I get the chance. Breakfast is my thing. I always find a good breakfast thing, and I'll show you a quick video of that again. So they, and of course I showed everybody, oh look what I got, and I got, some of the things I got were red velvet pancakes, which were amazing, creme brulee French toast, which was amazing, and typical waffles and stuff. So they got me this. They gave me this in a little package, and I promised them I will make my first batch, and I'll videotape it, and I'll send it to them. And so I just ordered a waffle maker because I have to have waffles and their pancakes. So with that, I'm gonna show you just some of the little bit of the food that I had on tour. So it's a quick video of some food. Here we go. So there you go. That was just some of the food that I had, and I'm still pretty svelte. Yeah, but it was always good. So that was my thing. So again, I'm trying to get back into the groove of this. So if I was a little sloppy today, I'm sorry I came on a little late, but since I was gone so long, I had to re-enter all Facebook and everything else, and YouTube. So I want to thank you guys. If there's any questions, you want to ask me about the strokes or ask me about touring, you can send a question in now, or you could save them for next week and ask me on next week's show. But I know it's going to take me a while to get people back to viewing me, but I'm back. The show will be back every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. But I just want to say thank you guys. I missed doing the show. I'm glad to be back, and I said next week I'll be on time, and hopefully things will work a little bit better. And like I said, I should have tested it out before, but I didn't. I trusted my instincts. But anyway, I want to thank you. But before I go, there was, I always go out. Oh, hold on a second. I always go out leading, a song, just to take the show out. And I know this is a happy time, but I just want to say something from the heart, and it's not a political statement, it's not a thing, but it's just something that irks me. As you know, again, this Sunday there was another shooting, and I'm really tired of hearing people say our hearts go out to these people. Of course they do, but it's become almost like a greeting. Mass shooting, and then that's the greeting everybody says, and then nothing's done. Something has to be done. Something has to be done, more gun control. I mean, it's a 15-year-old kid shooting up a place with an AR-15 style gun. That's not right. Just here in Georgia today, the shooting, kid that shot, killed 4 people in Georgia, got 4 life sentences, and his father's going to go get his sentencing the end of this week. And he was 14 when he shot, kids. So I know, there's a lot of things with ICE, and people going against immigrants. But you know what? A lot of these mass killings aren't immigrants. They're Americans. They're young white boys with guns, and it's something we have to address, and it's something we really need to work on. Because I don't want to hear our hearts go out to you anymore. I want to hear we're going to do something, and I want to see something done. That's just one man's opinion. Because I know too many parents that are homeschooling their kids now because they're afraid to send their kids to school, and the kids are missing out on an important development stage in their life. Social, being social and stuff. But I understand the fear of the parents. But anyway, I'm going to sit down off my soapbox. I just felt I had to say it because it's been something that it's been bothering me, and I did a song about it called "Glorify Guns" because that's what we tend to do. With our video games and movies, the gun, we just became glorified, and we have to take that down. I don't know how, but the discussion has to start somewhere, and this is my little discussion starter. You could hate me, you could love me, you could listen to me, you can do what you want to me. I just had to say it. But anyway, I have the song called "Glorified Guns." Take the show out. Again, thank you guys. I'll be here next week. I'll be here, the following weeks, and let's get rolling again. And I want to thank you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, and come support my new businesses, whatever, video production. If you need a video done, call me. You need a multi-camera system, call me. If you need anything, call me. Anyway, we're going to go out with "Glorified Guns." Enjoy, people. Rock on. Oh well, you know what? I put it in the wrong format. It's supposed to be an MP4. I have an MOV. But I'm sorry guys, again I made a mistake. I'll get the video for you. I'll play it again on one of my next shows. But anyway, it's Tom Pagano, making mistakes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the food out just because it's so good. And I want to get you hungry. So here we go again, guys. Rock on.